everybody, and welcome to Treat Your Feet. It is our Body Care 101. So, I'm going to get right into it. Feel free to drop any comments or questions in there. But this is actually one of my favorite things to do, and it helps your pedicure last longer or gives you an at-home one. So I am doing this in the bathroom, but so we can use the tub if we want to use the tub. But I'll also show you how to do it without water. So the first thing I am going to do is I am going to take out our Satin Hands set. Okay, so Satin Hands is not just great for the hands, it is great for the feet, and you guys will get to see that right now. Okay, and this is something I absolutely love to do that makes a big difference if you don't have a chance or a time to get to the spa. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'll show you. I have these little plastic grease, but you don't need anything special. You can actually use like regular shopping bags. You can use like gallon Ziploc baggies, anything you want. And I'm going to use, just for ease, disposable washcloths, but you can use regular ones just fine. Okay, so I have all this stuff ready to go. So I'm going to start with step number 1 of Satin Hands. Okay, and this is our hand emollient. It is super rich, okay, and thick. So I love this because what it does is it helps the skin that's really rough and hard start to soften so that we can move on to the next 2 steps, and those steps can actually break down the skincare. So I'll break down the dead skin. So we're going to start with this rich emollient that's going to help soften the skin. Okay, so I'm going to rub that all over both of my feet, and I'm going to focus on where I have a thicker skin buildup. So that might be the heels, that might be the side of the foot, it might be underneath the ball of the foot. It all depends a little bit on whatever you got going on in terms of how your shoes wear or how you walk. Okay, so that's it. I'm just coating my feet in this. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is, once I get this, I'm going to actually move on to our white tea and citrus smoothie scrub. Okay, so this hand scrub is filled with shea butter, and the sugar is actually the part that's going to scrub the dead skin off the feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub this scrub all over my feet. I'm going to really massage it in on that dead skin area. And what's great is as you're doing this for your feet, you're treating your hands at the same time too. So it's kind of like 2 for 1. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to take a washcloth, and you can get it wet with warm water, or it doesn't really even need to be super warm because you'll see that your body heat will warm it up in a second here. So I'm just getting these disposable cloths a little bit wet, and I'm going to wrap my foot up like a little taco or burrito or whatnot. Okay, and then I'm going to put them in my little plastic booty. Okay, so this sugar scrub, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other foot, right? So I already put the softener on here. I'm going to go back in with the scrub. But because this has shea butter, it's going to help soften the skin. And that sugar scrub is really going to help get that dead skin buildup off. So I'm going to, again, scrub harder on the heel, the back of the heel, the bottom of the heel, the side of the foot, wherever it is a little bit more built up for you. And that's going to help. This is definitely something great to do. And we're doing it on the feet, and we're doing it, obviously it's satin hands, so you can do it on the hands as well. Sometimes I will use this on my knees or my elbows, but I am going to share with you in a minute another great exfoliator we have with that. Okay, so again, I'm going to take a wet cloth, and I'm going to take a wet cloth here, and I'm just going to wrap my foot up like a little taco. So it's going to end up creating like this nice, so here's my foot all wrapped up with the wet cloth. I'm going to put it in this little bag. So now my body heat is going to help warm up that area, and it's going to help the emollient and the scrub really get deeper into the skin. Okay, so I'm also going to rinse my hands off a little bit so they're nice and soft now too. Okay, and then so what I want to share with you, I know I talked just right now about sometimes I use the satin hands scrub on the knees and the elbows, but I do want to share with you one of my favorite scrubs for that, and that is also in the satin collection, right? So this is satin hands, but it's in our satin body collection. Okay, so our satin body collection actually has a body exfoliator. Okay, and what I love about the body exfoliator is the exfoliation beads in this are finer than sugar crystals, and they're more spherical, so they're a little bit gentler for the skin. This is great to use, like I love to use it every now and then underneath my armpits too, because it like gets rid of that buildup from wearing your antiperspirant or deodorant on. Great also to use all over your body if you're going to do a self tanner. Okay, before that, because it's going to help get all the dead skin off. So anytime you do an exfoliation like our scrub, our satin body exfoliating scrub, you want to follow it up with a hydrator. Now, we do have the same satin body lotion, and that's a great hydrator as well. The one that I'm absolutely in love with right now from our satin body collection is our whipped body cream, which is like, I kind of call it a body butter because it's that rich. You guys can see how thick that is. And using this when I get out of the shower, especially after I use the exfoliator, you can tell because your skin is not dry anymore, right? You've sloughed off the dead dry skin and you've left healthier skin underneath. The body cream absorbs so quickly into that, and it makes such a difference in keeping your skin hydrated throughout the day. Instead of trying to put like a cream on top of skin that's not exfoliated, you're not going to get the same amount of absorption. Okay, so we're going to now move on to the next part. I'm just going to move this down a little bit so you guys can see my feet a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to foot number 1. I'm going to take off the bag and I'm just going to set it to the side. And now I'm going to, as I unwrap my foot, I'm actually going to use that cloth to help get the scrub off of my skin. Okay. So you can, if you want to, rinse, at this point, but we're going to do one more step to really get rid of the dead skin. So I tend to rinse all the way at the end, but you will definitely feel right now how much softer your skin is. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to, actually it's a facial, a chemical exfoliant, and this is our Revealing Radiance Facial Peel. It has glycolic acid in it, which is able to penetrate several layers of skin cells and release the dead skin cells that are trapped in some of our deeper areas. So I'm gonna layer this on again, all over the foot, and I leave like a nice concentration on where I have some of those thicker areas. Now, if you choose to, kind of like right before you do this step, if you have a pumice stone at home, I like to use the pumice stone right after kind of I used the scrub, and I'm taking that off with that wet cloth. So as you guys can see, I'm going to put my foot right back in here, but no cloth this time. Okay, I'm going to put my foot back in here with no cloth, and I'm just going to let that glycolic acid mask kind of hang out on the skin. And the great thing is you could do it on your face at the same time, right? You could do your face at the same time you're doing this, and you're going to leave the mask on for 10 minutes, and then okay, I'll rinse my face, then I'll get in the shower and I'll rinse the mask off. So again, I'm taking the scrub off with that wet cloth I had on there, and I'm going to now layer on the chemical exfoliation that's really going to do a better job at getting the dead skin cell that seems to be built up on the back of our heel or the side of our foot, to really penetrate and release that, and it's going to make such a difference on the skin. I'm going to go back to, we'll see what I put. Well, here's my other bag. Put my foot back in this. Okay. So again, as we're doing the feet, we can be treating the rest of our body. I'm just going to rinse my hands off real quick. How are you guys? Say hello and where you're logging in from. And so this glycolic acid Revealing Radiance Facial Peel that you can absolutely obviously do from the brow line up releases those dead skin cells, so you'll actually see less fine lines, less wrinkles. This is going to be able to penetrate those deeper calluses on the bottom of your foot and make a bigger difference. Okay, so super excited about that. I wanted to share with you some, while we're letting the mask work, some of our other body care products. So I talked to you guys about the Satin Body exfoliating and the body lotions, but we do also have a Satin Body shower gel, okay, which is great. It's the same white tea and citrus. One of my other favorite body gels is our 2-in-1 wash and shave gel. This is absolutely what I use to shave my legs all the time. I love the scent of this. It's very light and mild, and this is great, kind of 2 for 1. I like, those products that do more than one thing. We also have a little bit more fragrant washes and lotions, and one of those is our berry and vanilla, and this comes in a wash and a lotion. And then we also have the same formula, just a different fragrance, in the apple and almonds. Okay, so there's a lot of ways. We should still take care of our body skin the same in terms of our facial skin, in terms of we're cleansing, exfoliating, and hydrating and protecting all the time. Okay, so we don't need to do a massive exfoliation all the time with all skin, but we need to make sure we're doing some type of periodic exfoliation to help that dead skin really slough off, so we see that healthy, younger looking skin underneath. Okay, so super excited about that. Now let's talk about what's going to happen. So this Revealing Radiance Facial Peel is doing that super deep exfoliation, and when we do one of those, we want to make sure that we always properly hydrate after. Okay, so because the exfoliation really helps our skin not only to slough off dead skin cells, but it helps remove some impurities, we want to make sure that new, healthy skin cells that are revealed have everything they need to protect and re-nourish themselves, okay, and make sure that they're as healthy and luminous as possible. So we're gonna jump ahead in time. We'll do If, you know, like how Wayne's World did it. You might not be old enough to remember Wayne's World. If you're not, definitely go back and watch it. I want to say this before so if I was just hanging around the house doing this and not on live, and I want to leave my foot in these little bags, this is my recommendation to you guys. Put your socks on so that you can walk around the house safe and not be sliding around in plastic bags. Okay, did that once. Wasn't fun. So learn from my mistakes. Okay, so now we are going to take the Revealing Radiance off of our feet, okay, the facial peel, glycolic acid off our feet. Now, again, if you are doing this as like a part of a whole self-care Sunday and you put the Revealing Radiance peel on your face, super easy, right? You just jump in the shower and you can rinse everything at the same time. Okay, so I'm just going to do it in my little basin here, rinsing my feet. And it's going to make a difference. You guys will automatically feel right away how much not only softer and smoother your skin is, but it feels a lot more supple. And that's because the dead, dry skin has absolutely come off. And because it's not dry and shriveled up, it doesn't have any hard edges anymore. So your young skin underneath is much more supple. Okay. So let me just make sure I have everything rinsed off here. Okay. Here we go. And I'm just going to use my towel and pat dry. Okay. So I'm just going to pat the feet dry just a little bit. And I'm going to go in to nourish with our nourishing oil. I absolutely love this. Okay. So the nourishing oil has olive oil, sesame oil, sunflower oil, and it has tons of vitamins A and E. Oh my gosh. Every single time I do this, I'm still like, oh, that feels so much better. Okay. And don't like be hesitant. You can put like, you know, like plenty on. And I really make sure that I concentrate it around the cuticles too. It's going to help stay nice and dry. So I'll do this for the other foot, but I do want to show you what I generally do. And that is then I go in with our Mint Bliss Energizing Foot and Leg Lotion. And I love this because the mint increases circulation. So it's going to help bring healthy nutrients back to the surface of the skin and help that blood flow. And the mint helps kind of just reinvigorate. So I find that feels like also like a little pick-me-up. And the rosemary helps kind of relax a lot of tension. This is great to put on if you stand on your feet all the time. And then I always make sure, because I have tiles like that floors, and I feel like the tile kind of sucks moisture out of my feet. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I always will, like the night that I do this, make sure I put on a nice heavy layer of that foot cream. And I put a sock on so that it really like can seep in overnight. I don't do like anything super fuzzy because I've done that before and then I've ended up with like fuzz totally stuck all over the place. So again, I'm going to go in. I have like on my right foot because I have a problem with my nerve on the right side of my leg, or on my right leg. I have this patch that's so much worse than the other side, and this is the way that makes a difference. Now, in the morning, you'll still tell the difference, and still okay in the morning if you do normally use like a pumice stone, because your skin's going to be soft and supple, so that is going to come off much easier. But I like doing this at night because this is when your body can repair and heal itself. I wouldn't necessarily do this treatment like before the day. I would definitely do this so that I can sleep in it and let my feet really get the best results. So here's another sock. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the Treat Your Feet and Body Care session, and you got to learn a little bit about some of the body care products that we have in Mary Kay and how they can make a difference in your life. But it's definitely something to treat yourself to, because you are worthy of the investments in having soft feet and hands and taking care of your body from head to toe. I hope you guys have a great night.